So, welcome to a little bit of a discussion about Chapter 6 of the book on reframing. When I think of Tina's work here, it really gets me interested. I also have a colleague named Thomas, actually, and Thomas has written an article and has a forthcoming book on actually making sure you solve the right problem. And, how much time and energy gets devoted to solving the wrong problem, or thinking about it from the wrong perspective, or not thinking about it from all the different perspectives that may generate a pretty easy answer. I think, when I consider reframe, I really want you to think about the questions I sometimes ask you in my responses to your creativity assignments. I want you to think about the questions I'm asking and going to ask during our meetings together and during our pitches, and say, what is he doing? Is he saying I'm wrong? No. I'm saying maybe you can come to a reasonable conclusion that's better than the one you have by reframing how you think about that problem. There is no doubt in my mind that a lot of times I end up having a conversation with someone that's smart, usually. Sometimes they're not too smart, but they bring a different perspective to the problem. And all of a sudden they say something, and you go, boom, there it is. I've been looking for it, and I couldn't figure out why this didn't work, what was wrong, couldn't think about it, and that different perspective just allowed your brain to have that one synapse. Boom, 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 there it is. That's the solution. I always laugh. I like to tell people, I solved the biggest problem in my dissertation in the shower, and I almost killed myself running out of the shower to write it down, because you forget it if you don't write it down. But that one thing, that conversation, that's why I tell people, talk to as many people as you can about your idea, talk your concept. They're not going to steal it. It requires too much work. Get their feedback, get their understanding. Hopefully you'll learn a little bit about their perspective that you can incorporate into what you're doing. Sometimes it's good to have a specific exercise where you take the other point of view and try to solve the problem from a different way than you're thinking. Say, you know what? There's a good chance that I don't know the best answer. I'm going to think about this from a way that says what I think is wrong, and therefore, how do I solve the problem? Reframing is a very valuable tool to the entrepreneur and to the business innovator, business executive. A lot of time, effort, and money goes into solving the wrong problem because we have these internal biases, and oftentimes if our group doesn't have a lot of conflict, if we don't discuss how we're doing things and why, we just say we're going to do it and everybody gets going, it just gets reinforced by the group rather than coming to a better solution. Again, I think this book provides a lot of great insight into normal human behaviors that come up over and over again, both in life and in business. And I always like to thank the author for this chapter, because I think it really brings it down to a very easily understandable level.